is to achieve the best education. Object being best education, such discrimination is impermissible. Requirement of TET is only a requirement of an educational qualification being the minimum qualification. It does not interfere with in any way with the right to administer or run the minority institution, or for that matter, a non-minority institution. Such regulatory measures have always been upheld. In the matter of Islamic Academy of Education, the principle that Article 30 is not absolute and is always subject to regulations has been upheld. The NCT is an expert body. It's statutorily vested with the power to prescribe minimum qualification, has also been noted in the case of Jaivir Singh, so and so. The interrelation between the right of minorities to administer institutions under Articles 29 and 30 vis-a-vis the power of the state to regulate the fundamental rights under Article 19(1)(g) and 19(6) have been discussed in TMA Pai's case, and the scope has been laid down in the judgment of this court in P.A. Inamdar's case, especially in paragraph so and so. The judgment of this court in TMA Pai's case clearly recognizes that the requirement such as TET is a valid regulatory measure, and such regulatory measures are always imposed in larger interests of the education.
Mr. Adkani, just give us the paragraphs of TMA Pai, other than 161 that you've given. Is that only one paragraph, 161?
No, I'll give the other 3-4 paragraphs. The constitutional protection granted cannot be stretched to an extent that the standards of minimum qualification can be lowered and a different treatment is accorded while imparting education. The protective discrimination contemplated by the Constitution in cases of matters relating to reserved categories falls under a different branch of jurisprudence, but cannot be extended to such a level that the basic and minimum qualifications as laid down are sought to be diluted and applied. The whole object and purpose by which the TET qualification is laid down is for the purpose of ensuring a quality education, and allowing a teacher to continue without TET qualification, as is done by the Intune order, would certainly adversely affect the standard of education and would eventually work to the detriment of students. The Bombay High Court in the Intune order has completely overlooked this larger issue and have granted ad interim orders without considering such basic issues, and have not even considered that compromising the standard of education by diluting the competence of the teachers would eventually harm the interest and career of the students. Therefore, whether in a matter relating to original appointment or an eventual promotion, which also is indeed nothing but an appointment to a higher post, when the academic body has laid down a qualification, that to a minimum qualification, such minimum qualification has to be applied and followed, and there should be no judicial interference in such matters, as essentially these are views of the experts in the academic scenario, taken after a well-considered review of all relevant things that matter. This Honorable Court itself has held in so many matters. So that is the limited submission.
Just tell us, what has the Bombay High Court held in the Intune order?
No, what is the Bombay High Court has done? It's passed an ad interim order. Please see the order.
Let's read that order. We're trying to get the paper.
It's only an ad interim order. Nothing else. Please see page 2. Page 2.
It's 101 point?
It's not 101.3. Just one page order. Matter was not even on board.
You're carrying a copy with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is with regard to minority institutions?
Minorities.
Your channel only that part. Very good.
We have other institutions also. Large number of matters are pending before Bombay High Court.
No, so promotion, what has happened?
No, so this is not Shikshan Seva was there for 3 years. Now she would become assistant teacher. So we said you can't make her assistant teacher. Just see this order. Page 2.
The page 2 is the first April order.
That's right. That's all.
Continues an earlier order. Where is that?
No, this is the order. That's all.
No, as interim relief granted earlier to continue till further orders, para 4.
That's all. Lord, I didn't.
Granted earlier.
That earlier order is not produced.
You do not know what is there.
This earlier order is not produced.
What is prayer F and H?
No, prayer F and H is to continue them as assistant teachers. That is not.
It was prayer F and H.
F and H to pay the salaries.
Then notice was issued on your SLP. Was it stayed? This order?
This order was stayed. Yes, Lord. Interim release. In the 24th of May,
4th of May,
2019.
Day of the Appeal judgment.
Yes.
The stay, but the last sentence is services shall be continued.
Services continue. Services continue.
As Shikshan Seva.
Shikshan Seva. Not Shikshan Seva. They were appointing them as assistant teacher.
Promotion
After 3 years. That's right. They become assistant teachers. So we said you can't make them assistant teachers unless you have the qualification. We'll continue them as Shikshan Sevaks. 2 have resigned because they have failed the subsequent test also. They appeared. 1 is in fact not got qualified but later. Rewind the point.
According to you, TT is required for initial appointment as well as for
Promotion. That is my standing.
and for minority, non-minority posts.
But it can be that it is required for minority, not required. It has to be not universally applied. It has to be. After all, it's dealing with quality of education. Then it can be not, there can't be any this. It has to be not consistently applied. But those are my submissions. I would not like to.
What do you say about we sitting in a combination of 2?
Lord, what your lordships have said is right. That if it's a 2-judge bench, then straight away it can be referred to this one. Lord, the judicial propriety requires your lordships. Yes, your lordships have disagreed, then place it before the learned Chief Justice. Lord,
We are not as such disagreeing. It requires an interpretation.
judgment. That's right. That's right.
Now, whether that interpretation can be done by us sitting in a combination of 2 or it has to be done only by a bench of 5, because we have been following this procedure. Today, if an order has been passed by a 3-judge bench, and it comes before a 2-judge bench for a recall of the order,
It has to go before.
it has to go before the 3. So therefore, if for recall we have to do that. For interpretation also, propriety demands that we should.
Lord, if it's a mere simpliciter interpretation,
Then 5 judges was preceded by 3 judges who have to set that.
Correct. Correct. Like grateful. But I'll just give the paragraph. DMA plus paragraph.
सभी अलग से एक फोल्डर कर.
But I'll just give TMA plus paragraphs.
Yes, Mr. Lord, we were reading that notification.
Yes.
To lunch.
Yes.
How do you read it? Just tell us.
Yes, Lord.
Doesn't it say that for promotion you require this qualification?
Well, it's not required. That's what.
Why do you say that?
Yes. Kindly see, my Lord. There are
I'm not very clear on it.
levels. Yes, my Lord. I will clarify that. Kindly see that notification, my Lord. Yes.
This is on page 165.
Yes. The Lord should kindly see. So far as this regulations are concerned, see, my Lord, the preamble part of it, it says, in exercise of the power conferred under clause 3D of subsection 2 of section 32, read with section 12A of the National Council for the Teachers Education Act, and in superstition of the National Council of Teachers Education, regulations 2001, except as things done or omitted to be done before such superstition, the council is hereby making the following regulation. Now, kindly see. 1. These regulations may be called the National Council for Teachers Education Determination of Minimum Qualification for persons to be recruited as education teachers and physical education teachers in pre-primary, primary, upper primary, secondary, senior secondary or intermediate schools or colleges regulations 2014. They shall come into force on the date of publication of the official gazette. Now kindly come to Lot 2, regulation 2. The regulation shall be applicable for recruitment of teachers and physical education teachers in any recognized school imparting pre-primary, primary, upper primary, secondary or senior secondary or intermediate schools or colleges imparting senior secondary education. So therefore, Lord, it makes it very clear that it is only for recruitment of teachers. Now kindly come to 4, Lord. Qualifications for
recruitment of teachers.
Yes.
Recruitment encompasses everything.
Lord, that is what I want.
Selection, appointment by transfer, appointment on promotion, everything is
Yes.
covered by regulation.
Now, my lord, so far as this promotion, how, my lord, if your lordship
Promotion is also included
yes,
in
if your lordship is going to read dead, lord, into the promotion,
Ah.
then the difficulty would come. How will you enforce that? Lord, Lord, I am going to take a lordship, lord, not with this regulation alone. How, lord, it was conceived? How it was, lord, the NCT said how it has to be applied. Lord, dead means what? How the weightage marks has to be taken into consideration, how the marks obtained in other examination have to be taken into consideration. When your lordship reads plot, all the entire plot guidelines and lot of notification concerning or governing this test, then only your lordship can come to a conclusion that plot this is meant only for recruitment plot after the regulation came into force and cannot be at any stretch of imagination be applied to the teachers who were recruited and appointed earlier. Now, Lord, if your lordship sees four also, if your lordship sees the qualification for recruitment of teachers in any recognized schools, imparting pre-primary, primary, upper primary, secondary, senior secondary or intermediate schools or colleges imparting senior secondary education shall be as given in the first and second schedule annexed to these regulations. Now, for promotion of teachers, the relevant minimum qualification as specified in the first and second schedule are applicable for consideration from one level to the next level. So therefore, my lord, in 4B, they have not read any debt into it. My lord, now, if your lordship is going to say that the debt is required,
Just go slowly. For
Yes.
promotion of teachers, minimum qualifications
yes,
as specified in the first and second schedule
yes,
for consideration from one level to the next level.
yes, one level to the next level. Now, so the lord would kindly see,
Now read the first schedule. That
yes,
let's
first schedule.
see that we were reading.
I will read that, my lord. So, my lord, first level, let us see first level. My lord, this is preschool nursery. There, my lord, the TET is not required. Senior secondary, you require +2, that is 12th standard. Or senior secondary with at least 45% mark and other things, my lord, they have prescribed in that. So, therefore, 12th standard, they have said, my lord, that is required. Or, and a diploma in nursery teacher education. So, therefore, my lord, not only pass in 12th standard, but you need a diploma. So therefore, my lord, the net doesn't come here at all. So the level, first level, and my lord, the level 2 doesn't require the TET at all. Then kindly come to level 3, my lord. Level 3, my lord, all have been put into one hotspot, my lord. From class 1st standard to 5th standard and class 6th standard to 8th standard, all have been put into one hotspot. Now, they call this as a level 3. Level 3, my lord, your lordship can see primary. What is primary? 1st standard to 5th standard. And upper primary, that is not 6th standard to 8th standard. For classes 1 to 8. Now, here your lordship kindly see, minimum qualification as laid down by the National Council for the Teachers' Education by its notification dated 23/8/2010, as amended from time to time, issued in exercise of the power conferred under subsection 1 of section 23 of Right of Education to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. It is just like a reference. Your lordship knows when there is a
reference. It is by incorporation. No.
Lord,
And go back.
Lord, I will take as incorporation.
Then go back to 23rd August.
Yes, 23rd August 2010. Now your lordship kindly come to 23rd August.
Page
Lord,
33.
yes,
Their date is prescribed minimum qualification.
yes. Now, Lord, your lordship cannot distinctively read Lord clause 4 and 5. Can we read Lord when the entire regulations Lord is being incorporated into it?
Read it.
Yes. Now kindly see Lord 4 of this regulation Lord 23/8/2010.
So we have to read the entire regulation of.
Yes. Let us read that entire regulations.
Yes.
Lord page, I am referring to the original typeset of my Lord.
We have it at 33. We have
Yes, Lord, I will not trouble your lordship. Lord, I will refer that regulation dated as 23 August 2010. Now, kindly see, Lord, the preamble portion of this 23/8/2010. In exercise of power conferred under section 23(1) of the Right of Children to Free Compulsory Education Act 2009, and in pursuance of the notification dated 31/3/2010 issued by the Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, the National Council for Teachers hereby lays down the following minimum qualification for a person to be eligible for appointment. Kindly underline, for appointment. As a teacher in class 1 to 8 in a school referred in class N of section 2 of the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. Your Lordship knows, always in a service jurisprudence, Lord, there will be a separate rules, Lord, with regard to the appointment, and Lord, separate rules, Lord, with regard to the promotion and service conditions. So this deals with, Lord, the appointment. Now, kindly come to, Lord, minimum qualification. We saw, Lord, the other day also, classes 1 to 4, Lord, the senior secondary with the 50% marks, all that is there, Lord. And then, your Lordship saw the other day, and pass in teacher eligibility test conducted by the appropriate government in accordance with the guidelines framed by the NCT. Kindly underline that, Lord. In accordance with the guidelines framed by the NCT for the purpose. Now, I'm going to take your Lordship to the guidelines also. Why, Lord, I'm reflecting, having more on this is, Lord, what all intended, Lord, is only for such of those appointees, Lord, after this act and, Lord, regulation came into force. That is why, Lord, they say in accordance with the guidelines to be framed by the NCT. Now, kindly come to, Lord, 4. 2 also, Lord, your Lordship saw class 6 and 8. Lord, B is also pass in debt is required. Then your Lordship kindly come to 4. Teacher appointed before the date of the notification.
This we are not concerned with. This we are not concerned with because this is prior to appointments, prior
Yes.
to date.
Lord, I fall under that category. Lord, my grievance is that, Lord, under the impugned judgment of Madras High Court, Lord, the learned judge, Lord, thoroughly interprets, Lord, all the act as well as, Lord, starting from section 23(1), 23(2), 23 first proviso, 23 the second proviso in my favor. But lastly, Lord, what the learned judge does is,
Just a moment.
qualification, we can't, Lord, distinctively read clause 4 and 5 from clause, Lord, 1. Because clause 4 also, Lord, deals with the minimum qualification. The minimum qualification for such of those teachers, Lord, who are appointed prior, but in accordance with, Lord, 2001 NCT regulation shall be 2001 regulations. That is what,
category.
yes,
The other category is prior to 2001.
Yes, 2001. There are three categories. As Lordship is right. Three categories that is contemplated. Prior to 2001 till the notification and beyond. Your Lordship is correct. Well, in fact, I'll circulate to your Lordship the list of dates and events. But kindly see this list of dates and events. We are all persons who were appointed from the year 1991. Just a minute.
The Madras High Court in any of its judgment.
Lord, yes. Lord, now, Madras
Can
High
you show
Court.
us what is the reason
Yes,
there?
Lord should kindly see. I'll take your Lordship. The entire judgment is in our favor. Except one portion, promotion alone. I'll show to your Lordship. The learned judge, Lord, has.
No, okay, Mr. Wilson, let me put a query.
Yes.
Come to the first schedule. Level 3, we were ready.
Yes.
It uses the expression minimum qualifications
As laid down.
as laid down by the NCT via its notification.
Yes, 22A.
Now go back to the notification of 23rd.
Yes, Lord, I'll come.
Minimum qualification is stipulated in paragraph 1.
Yes, one.
We are only concerned with the minimum qualification as stipulated in para 1. We don't have to go to para 4.
Lord, that is why I'm saying, Lord, then we will be doing injustice, Lord, to this regulation. Why? Because 4 clearly says, need not acquire the minimum qualification. Lord, when a notification, Lord, is there, Lord, and Lord, there is a incorporation, as your Lordship rightly said, incorporation or reference, Lord,
Lock, stock and barrel.
lock, stock and barrel has to be read, Lord. No, otherwise,
Is it lock, stock and barrel or is it only para 1?
not para 1. Lord, otherwise they would say, Lord, this is because 4 deals also tinkers with the minimum qualification. The Lord should kindly see 4. They use the word need not acquire the minimum qualification.
That we have understood.
Yes, yes, need not. And the Lord, as your Lordship rightly put it, there are 3.
The Bible says it.
To tell your Lordship, Lord, in Tamil Nadu, there are 4,000 matriculation schools. This has not entered into the matriculation school at all. 15,000 teachers are working. This is not introduced in matriculation school. Then, Lord, in CBSE, 1,900 CBSE schools are there. This has not entered. I'm going to show your Lordship, Lord, how.
That qualification is not.
No, no. 5,000 teachers are there.
For minority, non-minority, both. It is
Both.
not.
Yes, both.
No, even as for recruitment, post 2010.
Lord,
Initial recruitment also.
Lord,
It is for regional recruitment also.
after Lord,
There is no mechanism.
yes, there after Lord,
Let's understand.
yes, Lord, after the regulation came into force, Lord, CBSE school says that Lord, they have to adopt after the regulation came into force. For the future recruitment, Lord, we have to go by this. But Lord, if a Lordship sees, there also the confusion comes. Lord, litigations after litigations were filed. Lord, even in 2012, how will you go by the marks obtained in TET, Teachers Eligibility Test, how it has to be conducted? Please see my paper book for a moment. Lordship will have a clear idea, Lord, what they really meant by that. Please see my paper book, Lord, for a moment. This compilation. Lord, and my dates of events also is very important. I have given the dates of events.
Before handing it over to us, put the list of dates inside and stitch it.
Yes.
Yes. So that it doesn't go out.
Lord, this is a really human problem, Lord. Your Lordship, Lord, we are in your Lordship's hand, Lord. This has to be, Lord, not only looked into, Lord, legally, but also sympathetically also, Lord, because
Mr. Wilson, you may be right.
nearly 4 lakh teachers will be losing their jobs.
No, but Mr. Wilson, our hands are also tied by the Act. No.
Lord, no doubt. But the Act is very clear. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
The learned judge has interpreted in our favor. We are safe, Lord. Only when he says promotion, he doesn't find anywhere in the regulation or the Act how he got this word promotion, where he got, Lord, that is what we are submitting for your Lordship. My Lord has kindly come to the notification 2010 issued, Lord. I will skip that. It has been read again and again. I'll, Lord, skip that. Lord, this is, yes, 2010, page 5. Kindly come to page 9, my Lord. Guidelines for conducting teacher eligibility test. Page 9 of my paper. Your Lord should kindly see, Lord, after the Act came into force, Lord, this I have captured, Lord, in my dates and events also. Now see the guidelines, Lord. The implementation of right of children to free and compulsory education requires a recruitment of a large number of teachers across the country in a time-bound manner. In spite of the enormity of the task, it is desirable to ensure that a quality requirement for recruitment of teachers are not diluted at any cost. It is therefore necessary to ensure persons recruited as teachers possess the essential aptitude and ability to meet the challenges of teaching at the primary and upper primary level. Now, in accordance with the provisions of the subsection 1 of section 23 of the Right and Compulsory Education Act 2009, the National Council for Teachers Education has laid down the minimum qualification for a person to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in class 1A by its notification dated 2310. A copy of notifications attached as Annex 1. One of the essential qualifications for a person to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in any of the schools referred in clause N of the 2 of the RT Act is that he should pass the teacher eligibility test, which will be conducted by the appropriate government. Now, your Lordship, kindly see 3. The rationale for including the TET as a minimum qualification for a person to be eligible for the appointment as teacher as under, that your Lordship may skip that. 4. The TET examination may be conducted by a suitable professional body designated by the appropriate government for the purposes. It will be conducted in accordance with the guidelines hereunder. This is very important, Lord. Guidelines hereunder. Now, your Lordship would see other things, Lord, eligibility and all. Your Lordship may skip that. Please come to Lord 9. Qualifying marks. How it is conducted and how it has to be applied. Now, this can't be applied for a promotion. This can be applied only for a recruitment, because the problem will come. How will you apply for promotion? Now, kindly see Lord 9. A person who scores 60% or more in the TET exam will be considered as TET pass. School management, government, local bodies, government aided and unaided. Now, B is important, Lord. For us, A is Lord giving concession. Lord, in fact, government of Tamil Nadu has given concession also, Lord. 5 marks they have given concession, A. Now, B should give weightage to the TET score in the recruitment process. However, qualifying the TET would not confer a right on any person for recruitment employment, as it is only one of the eligibility criteria for appointment.
Would this 9 be not confined only to new recruitments?
Yes, new recruitment. That is what I wanted to say.
But does it mean that one who is in service need not have the TET?
No, that is what Lord
This is only catering to a particular situation.
Yes, particular situation, Lord. I am only saying particular, not particular situation, Lord, catering to the intention, Lord, of the Parliament and the intention of the Lord government to bring this state, Lord, for the first time, Lord, by amending Lord RTI Act. So this is meant only for the recruitment of such of those teachers, Lord, after the amendment and after the regulation.
A guiding principle,
Lord,
so far as
yes.
recruitment is concerned,
Yes.
which says that apart from academic and professional qualifications,
Yes.
you should also give weightage
Now,
to the marks obtained in the TET examination by the candidate.
now, my lord, stopping for a moment. my
So
lord.
that is why I say it is catering to this particular situation of initial recruitment.
Recruitment. Yes, your lordship is
But
right.
this does not absolve the existing teachers.
My lord,
from
that is what.
getting the
Where is the method and methodology? No one thought about it.
methodology.
Lord, that is what I wanted to say.
Non-discussion of methodology does not take
Lord,
away.
that is what I'm going to take your lordship, my lord, to.
Just a minute. Give weightage. TET ceases to be the mandatory condition. TET continues to be the mandatory condition.
This is
But while appointing,
Yes.
you will not do it exclusively on TET marks. You will give certain amount of weightage to TET
Yes,
marks,
so-
some maybe to interviews, some maybe to some other exam
Yes. Yes.
you may hold.
Yes.
But without TET, you cannot enter into the zone at all.
But that is what I'm saying. What they meant, Lord, by this TET, Lord, exams or tests, and Lord, how it has to be applied, how it has to be implemented, Lord. They have given a clear-cut guidelines, Lord, so far as, Lord, the recruitment process is concerned, Lord, which can be easily, Lord, taken in our favor, that they never meant, Lord, to be applied for the teachers who are already in service or for promotions.
That we are not able to get from this clause.
Correct. That is what I wanted to say.
No, we don't get this from. This
We can't get it because there is no such minimum prescription guidelines for the TET at all. Till today they have not been framed. Lord, now if your lordship reads, this marks, it is like a need, Lord. This marks is going to be, Lord, given as a due weightage for the recruitment during the recruitment process. Therefore, Lord, when a person who is entering, Lord, for a consideration, then apart from the other marks, Lord, which he derives, Lord, this will be taken as a weightage marks. That's what it says. So therefore, Lord, all that I wanted to point out is,
Let's take a case of a person being recruited as a lecturer.
yes,
Minimum qualification is BA.
yes,
If he is done a BA, he'll be qualified to sit in the interview or in the examination,
yes,
whatever it is.
yes,
But when you're ultimately giving him marks, if he's done MA, you may give him a little more marks.
yes,
BA will have a certain amount of weightage.
yes,
MA will have a little more weightage.
Yes.
If he's done an MPhil, he'll get a little more weightage.
yes.
But without BA exam, he cannot be in the zone of consideration.
Lord, that is one thing. Lord,
Therefore, without TET, he cannot be in the zone of consideration. You may give him some weightage for that promotion or for the appointment.
Lord,
But
promotion.
without the TET, he's not in the zone of consideration.
Lord, that is what I wanted to say. Lord, all that, Lord, I just wanted to impress upon your lordship is,
Yes.
they never meant about the application of this guidelines or, Lord, the act or, Lord, the regulation for the teachers who are already appointed earlier and, Lord, who are in the zone of consideration or for their promotion. It all meant, Lord, they are separate class of teachers. Lord, sum and substance is
The
there.
problem is this.
Yes,
That is troubling us.
yes. Now I'll take your lordship to that.
See, a teacher who's been appointed with the TET qualification is teaching class 3B. 3A is being taught by a teacher who's not TET qualified. And the standards of education in that same school, in the same class may be different.
Lord, here, Lord,
That student who's in class section A gets a good teacher.
Lord, that is why,
Section B gets a bad teacher.
yes,
Therefore, the intent was that please get this qualification so that all become at par.
yes. Lord, that is never
Taking a cue from what my lord says,
Yes.
let us assume this.
Yes,
3A teacher is appointed prior to 2001.
yes,
3B teacher is a TET qualified appointee in 2011
yes,
or 2012.
yes,
As my lord says, there could be difference in the quality of imparting of education. Now, since 3A teacher was appointed prior to 2001, under clause 4 of 2010 regulation, he may be exempted from a TET eligibility qualification. Let him continue till the age of his retirement, no problem. But when you are being considered for promotion, the object of the act has to be kept in view. That you want the best possible talent to impart education to the students. Now you are going from one level to the higher level. You would say that no, I am not required.
No, but
that appears to be a bit difficult.
The Lordship has to see. The Lordship Lord gave an example as to person, my Lord, who have acquired the TET qualification, and my Lord, the teachers who have not acquired the TET qualification. My Lord, they are my students. They are marching ahead of me because of they have written this TET. But doesn't mean that my Lord, so much of experience I have put in for so many years.
That
Lord, can be put into dustbin.
You have taken credit for that. That is the credit that is being given to you, that you have been teaching for so long.
Yes.
You have long years of experience. So therefore, nobody is touching you. You are not being disturbed. You carry on till your retirement in one level.
Yes.
But once you are trying to go to the higher level, higher level would require a higher qualification.
Yes.
This is the nature of a higher qualification that the act requires. Where is the arbitrariness in it?
Yes.
Just because you have been serving for 20 years, you have years of experience doesn't mean that the state cannot impose a condition that we require a higher qualification.
Your Lordship has to see. But this promotion, my Lord, we can't read them into the regulations or into the act. Lord, when TET, Lord, clearly when it came into Lord force, Lord, it clearly classifies Lord 2 categories of teachers. But now, in fact, the regulation classifies 3 categories also. Your Lordship saw that. Therefore, such of those Lord categories, Lord, which have been classified under the regulations, Lord, they are kept out, Lord, from the purview of Lord this TET.
They will ensure from the judgment what has been held.
Yes, the entire judgment. Lord, I will take some more documents, Lord, and I'll finish this paper book, Lord. If your Lordship permits me, Lord, kindly. Kindly come to
You have placed the guidelines. We have seen.
Yes, kindly come to Lord page number 16. Lord, we had a GO 181, which was Lord interpreted Lord by the Madras High Court in subsequently GO 181. Lord, after this TET came into force, the government adopted Lord whatever the NCT regulation said. Then you will also kindly come to page 25. I was arguing about CBSE school, my Lord. The 6th March 2012, kindly see when they introduced this TET, my Lord. 6th March 2012 only, the CBSE schools, my Lord, they adopt this. Kindly see, my Lord, date 6th March 2012, second paragraph. In accordance with the provisions of subsection 1 of section 23 of the RT Act, the National Council for the Teacher Education by notification dated 23 August and subsequent amendment notification dated 29 July and laid down the minimum qualification. It has been internally provided that one of the essential qualification for a person to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in any of the schools. That is what they say. Then you will also kindly see Lord page 2. Lord, page 26, internal page 2. Therefore, in accordance with the provisions of affiliation bylaw 21 of the board, the management committee of the school affiliated to the board shall ensure teachers appointed in the schools hereinafter to teach classes 1 to 8 possess the required minimum qualifications stipulated by NCT. Prospectively, Lord, it was given. Now, my Lord, you will also kindly come to page 27. Government of Tamil Nadu also, my Lord, the guidelines which I showed to your Lordship at page number 9, they have adopted this. Lord, at page number 27 by GOMS number 90. Now, kindly come to Karnataka at page 29.
Mr. Wilson, CBSE has passed a regulation or an office order with regard to promotions also?